Hello! So we are playing American McGee's Alice. He's Alice. Da, 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 da. So I was struggling to get it to. Oh, that's good. Doesn't misskip any of this, by the way. But I wanted you to see that cool, the flip that's got the Cheshire Cat's head in. Okay, so I was having difficulty getting this to work because I'm using Windows 10. I bought this on Amazon for £5, and I'm pretty happy with the fact that it's got absolutely everything in it. Listen to that; it sounds like an eye blinking. It's a bit moist. Obviously it's got like these are all the notes, this is the information, this is the general background information, etc, etc. But it's so pretty and ornate, and look at the patterns and stuff that are on the corners and things. So this is pretty. And then I love this music so much. I used to listen to this and the music from Alice Madness Returns on YouTube all the time. So this is this cute little book that comes with it, and I didn't think this would survive the previous owner having played it and then sold it. But I'm glad it did, because this has got the code on the bottom for logging in and using Alice. So I'm gonna read this to you, show you the images on it, because it's amazing. So if you want to buy this, you can get it on Amazon, that's cool, but you have to install a fix for Windows 10. If you type into Google fix play Alice, American McGee's Alice on Windows 10, there's a one that will pop up from someone, and the URL is play-old-games. But yeah, they've got the thing. It's like essentially the game itself is missing files that allows it to work on later computers. I'm just going to shut this door so I don't disturb children. And I was really interested to show this one because Nikki loves Alice in Wonderland. We both went the Kickstarter for Alice's Nightmare in Wonderland book was on Kickstarter. We both kickstarted it, and it's great. It's like a choose your own adventure, Goosebumps type novel, but around Alice in Wonderland. Okay, so this is a diary of the people working in the asylum that Alice is in. So the premise of this is that Alice's parents passed away in a house fire, and everyone thinks that Alice is the one who set the fire, and she could be the one that set the fire. You don't know. So to protect herself from the horror that she's living in, because in the 1800s a mental asylum was not a place that you wanted to be in, her mind has taken her to Wonderland because she's suffering from delusions and things like that. Wonderland is a bit twisted and things aren't working the way they should be. So this is a story of the people who are looking after her, or diary entries of the people looking after her. So 4th of November 1864. Received confirmation from the superintendent that I will be given the opportunity to treat a very troubled and difficult patient. Dubious honour. Her name is Alice, and her prognosis is not promising. After looking at her file, I'm astonished she has survived this long. She has been nearly comatose for a year. And then there's notes in a different hand, which is just beautiful. It's like, would I have admitted her had I known then what I know now, the 3rd of the 10th, 1873. The 11th of November 1864. Mute on a stretcher with her head curiously bandaged, Alice seems to cling precariously to life. Her burns have healed remarkably in the years since the fire, but she languishes in a deep trance-like dementia, as if the blaze consumed her senses wholesale. Deaf, dumb and blind to all stimulation, she's a fair match for the infirmary's gloom. Sorry, Beatrix was not happy. She wanted me to go in and give her a cuddle. So she's back asleep again. Deaf, dumb and blind to all stimulation, she's a fair match for the infirmary's gloom. In a frenzied instant, a cankered feline pounced on Alice while she was about to be carried inside. Startled by the cat's yowl, the bearers lost their grip and dropped the wretched girl to the ground. Most curious to behold, the cat stood atop Alice as if claiming territorial right, or as if defending a rodent captured in the day's hunt from other hungry predators. Only when an orderly threatened it with a stick did the creature scamper into a nearby hedge. Even then the cat crouched beneath the shrubbery with eyes agape. It fixed on Alice, as if it had some vital interest in our proceedings. It pays to heed the feline, something I've learned over the years. 21st of the 10th, 73. 14th of November 1864. Her one possession is a toy, a sooty stuffed rabbit whose single button eye dangles from a loose thread. Plaything from her time of innocence and her only link to the life before the fire, the rabbit is now sentinel to Alice's deepening dementia. The rabbit may prove a valuable instrument for shock therapy. I should have noticed it sooner. 21st of the 10th, 73. When I hold a flame to her eye, nothing in her vacuous gaze betrays the faintest glimmer of response. A pair of blocks at her ear, nothing. Neither her sight nor her hearing appear to be damaged. Still, she registers nothing at all. The rumour, passed on by Reverend Mottle, amongst others, alleges that she feels nothing, not pain or fear or other torments, is neither credible nor kind. She still is far, far gone, this one. 10th of December 1864. Though she appears weak, she must have a strong constitution to have survived until now. Her fever persists, her breathing heaves violently at times, and even after more than a year of healing, burns so massive commonly cause great discomfort. You'd never imagine she's in any distress though, the way she lies there as lifeless as a British Museum mummy. I dare say, however, that I'll steer her from her dreamery even if the response is involuntary. I'll begin tomorrow with a steady treatment of old plasters and bloodletting. The bleeding might cause some relief to her dementia. I also have a new shock apparatus that I'd like to try on her. I'm curious to see how she reacts to this treatment. Another patient, January 6th, 1865. So going into the new year. I just want to look, because these notes are from 1873. So she's been there a good 11 years. No, that's not good maths. 74 would have been 10 years, so 9 years. She's been in the asylum for 9 years. 6th of January 1865. Another patient died in the night. I'd been treating her with the same potion I intend for Alice. I had been quite certain she was improving with each subsequent vial, so this development is quite vexing. Perhaps the stronger mixture was too much for her chronically weak chest. A little more experimentation is in order before I feed this serum to Alice. A little less laudanum and a little more camphor might have spared her the 13th of December, 1873. 23rd of September. Why did I say September? 23rd of February, 1865. Through the windows of my laboratory, I can glimpse the garden ward. Nurse D is leading a group of children to the airing room. Listen to the great shuffling of feet on the pebble path. Will Alice, I wonder, ever stroll the grounds with the others? Will she ever regain her senses? Or, for the rest of her days, will she remain cloistered behind these thick grey walls? Based on her progress so far, it seems futile to hold out much hope for a cure. Little could I have imagined her mind would eventually gambol in unimaginable forests and gardens. 27th of the 1st, 74. 23rd of March, 1865. Nothing seems to aggravate the girl. I've tried restraint, handcuffs, leg locks, and straitjackets. I've tried solitary confinement. On the other hand, I've allowed her to smell freedom, leaving her for hours at a time unattended in the garden. Yet nothing stirs her. I still have a number of methods, some of which I haven't engaged in since the old days, but I'm beginning to doubt anything can bring about a change in this one. 1st of April, 1865. Each year on this peculiar day I pause, exactly at noon, according to my pocket watch, to ponder the absurdity of such a day. It is not ironic that we here should celebrate a holiday dedicated to fools. The girl has shut down completely. If it were possible, I'd say Alice has retreated even further into what the European practitioners of psychiatry call her psyche. I keep trying different methods, but unless there's some sort of marked improvement, there's no reason to hope. I'll document progress, if indeed there ever is any progress. The 7th of September, 1873. After years of slumber, she chooses to speak to us with a picture. A drawing of some sort of cat. Really though, it's nothing like any I've ever seen. Even a drawing so bizarre couldn't foreshadow the imaginings to come. So this is the drawing. It's a Cheshire cat in a tree. 10th of September 1873. While Alice napped following her afternoon sedation, Nurse D took it upon herself to replace the rabbit's missing eye. Even after living so many years in an infirm population, it can still surprise me when a seemingly trivial act can trigger such a remarkable reaction. Alice awoke from her nap and began to sob hysterically. "Tell me, child, what's wrong?" pleaded Nurse D. "What is it, dear?" In an instant of semi-awareness, Alice spoke a sort of poetry. Into the hole again, we hurried along our way, into a once glorious garden now steeped in dark decay. She continued to cry, and it was only when Nurse D plucked the newly stitched eye from the rabbit's face that Alice fell back into her customary state. I don't know whether to cheer at this response, any response, or grow alarmed over the intensity of her emotional outburst. At least we discovered one thing: she can speak. With such behaviours, maybe it was a mistake to stir these waters and awaken her. 29th of the 3rd, 74. 11th of September, 1873. When she is so inclined, Alice can draw. This morning, I was greeted by another of Alice's artistic phantasmagorias. What is she rendering? I can only think it's a depiction of her nightmare of hell. So, there's a drawing of Wonderland with the mushrooms and evil flowers and things. 15th of October, 1873. Approaching Alice's room, I heard the muffled sounds of laughter. A pair of orderlies were cursing at her and threatening her with leather straps. It's easy to see that this pair was weaned from the same teat. Alice didn't respond to their tomfoolery, and the orderlies were not impressed by my reprimand. Good help is so hard to find. Superintendent paid a visit. 18th of October 1873. The superintendent paid a visit. The smell of his perfumed handshake is still in my nostrils. He doesn't visit often, but when he does, he arrives unannounced and remains overlong. Typically, he flounces through the infirmary, pretending to be interested in this case or that. This time, he requested to see Alice, and asked for the leeches. When she refused to stir, the superintendent stretched wide his mouth in a yawn of infinite boredom. That made me want to yawn. When I displayed some of her recent artwork, the superintendent's attention was caught again as if someone jabbed his fatty palm with a hot poker. He was in a very agitated state when he departed, the 7th of the 4th, 74. I'm just waiting for it to focus when I'm jiggling it about. 24th of October, 1873. Nurse D has been listening from outside the door. Alice, it seems, has been muttering inarticulately, though no one can understand her. It's likely she's addressing the one-eyed hare. 26th of October, 1873. Her case is not overly remarkable, at least not when compared to the countless other patients who live within these walls. I'm not minimizing her tragedy. The undeniable strain is enough to set anyone's mind askew. Imagine the horror of hearing the piteous cries of your entire family, trapped in their burning bedrooms and being unable to help. Alice certainly heard such screams. I imagine she's been hearing them for 10 years. Looking back, I retract this statement. Her case is most remarkable. 7th to 4th, 84. 3rd of November, 1873. I heard the clock ticking onwards past midnight, and then I'm suddenly aware of other sounds. In the barren pit of the night, the most disturbed minds are alive throughout the asylum. Alice isn't staring. Alice isn't staring, so I listen to the blood-curdling shrieks. The haunting clank of shackles, the insane groanings, insufferable babble, and lunatic mutterings. After the initial convulsions, Alice's body again appears lifeless. If it weren't for the sporadic utterances in her sleep, I'd hold the mirror to her mouth. It's impossible to comprehend what she says. It sounds like "too glum," or "through him," or "boo jum." Nonsense, really. Is it a person's name, a place, or simply some conjuring of this raving delirium? I yell the utterance into her ear and prick her shoulder with a needle. She gasps, but her speech does not become any clearer. Boojum. But how does she construct such fantasies? 11th of the 4th, 74. The potion courses through her blood. Sitting in this cold room reminds me of the last treatment here. The shredded padding recalls to my mind the patient who believed rats spoke to him. They lived in the padding. He said, indeed, he believed the spirit of his ancestors spoke to him through the rats. After the trepanation, he stopped having such delusions and was removed to the dormitory. Alice remains quiet. 21st of November, 1873. Once again. The orderlies were up to their usual pranks. Weary of prying open Alice's mouth, the orderly started feeding Alice's rabbit to Wary of prying open Alice's mouth, the orderly started feeding Alice's toy rabbit, spooning porridge onto the stuffed toy. My suspicions are confirmed. These oafish orderlies are the superintendent's misbegotten nephews. While engaged in this feeding, the orderlies learned an essential lesson in asylum protocol. Never turn your back on a patient, no matter how docile she seems. From information I've gathered, Alice woke from her comatose state and attacked the orderlies. Quite venomous in her outburst, she pursued one of the twins with a spoon. Even in her condition, she was able to deliver quite a gash. She clutched the spoon like it was a butcher knife, gouging into his fleshy cheek. Ceasing in mid-attack, she turned the spoon on herself, digging it into her wrists, trying to open up her veins. I stitched her wounds and tended to the orderly. Alice shouldn't suffer any permanent physical scars. It's too early to say the same about the orderly. An outburst such as this shouldn't have surprised me. She has returned to her dormant state. Nothing I can say or do can entice her to relive her early morning animation. There's been a slight change. Her mouth is now relaxed. We can feed her without force. When it's time for her elixir, she seems to part her lips slightly as if she's inviting the new potion into her belly. Hardly a cure, but any change symbols progress. 8th of December, 1873. A mangy cat was licking at Alice's cheek. It hissed when I entered and pounced onto the windowsill. It must be flesh and bones, only to squeeze through the grate. I could almost perceive a smile on its scabbed face. It's curious how an animal's countenance can appear almost human. There are so many feral cats on the grounds, I wouldn't be surprised if they outnumber the patients. It reminds me of the cat that pounced on Alice when she arrived here. More emaciated though. 26th of the 4th, 74. 13th of December, 1873. Something in the outdoor air may have stirred her imagination. On her return, she produced an intriguing sketch. Once again, she proves she is capable of doing something other than staring at the yellowed paint on the ceiling. At times, there's talent in her madness. 15th of December, 1873. It's been 3 days since I removed the rabbit from her room. We can hear her screams growing louder through the closed door. 25th of December 1873. She's returned to her trance-like state, with one notable exception. Her mouth stretches very wide whenever anyone enters the room. Whether it's for potion or for the food, she's definitely inviting more. What she means by repeatedly whispering, "eat me" and "drink me" still eludes me. 17th of April, 1874. Months pass and still nothing. Nurse D, having lost patience with any treatments, insists on trying a cure of her own. She stitched the rabbit together and tucked it into bed with Alice. 18th of April, 1874. Interesting development. Alice has returned the gift, presenting Nurse D with a drawing of a rabbit, though it's quite different from her toy. My watch? Question mark. 1st of June 1874. Out of nowhere, and as shocking as a bolt of lightning across a sky of purest azure, Alice greeted me with a strange grin, and then, lightning bolt upon lightning bolt, she began to converse quite freely, as if we'd been speaking to each other like this for decades. I'll include just a smattering of remarks as evidence. Not that the burden of proof is with me in this foul courtroom. Beware the snark's poisonous spit, roll the demon dice. Wisely or the game turns on you. Note the centipede has a tender underbelly. I enjoy the taste of mushrooms, but not the ones that bite back. Regrettably, I cannot regard this maniacal outpouring as an improvement in her condition. 2nd of June, 1874. It's a world of sheer chaotic terror and unmitigated bloodshed. That's the world she inhabits. So severe are her delusions, so fantastical and absurd, that at times it's difficult for me to listen. She speaks of a nightmare realm where everything seems bent on her destruction. Gigantic bayoneting ants and flesh-rending flowers, carnivorous fish and fire-spewing abominations. The range of hellish creatures populating her world is dizzying. They are, on balance, more deranged than the most demonic triptych. They are more deranged than the most demonic triptych Hieronymus Bosch ever painted. It's as if I have been waiting and waiting for water to pour from a spigot. Now the water has finally started pouring and I cannot staunch the flow, nor discover its poison source. 7th of June, 1874. More and more she confides in me. She drones on and on. I think the elixir is at the proper dosage now. At times she seems to fear and loathe my presence, yet she speaks as if she can't help herself. 8th of June, 1874. She spent the afternoon telling of a grisly siege between life-size chess pieces. Having been hounded by a cycloptic pawn, it seems she dispatched the one-eyed monster only to be chased mercilessly over the living chessboard by a pair of renegade rooks. As usual, her description was vivid beyond comprehension. A story decidedly more compelling than anything in Froissart's chronicles. (11th of June, 1874. Dozing for a few minutes only, I awoke to the sight of Alice's freed hands tugging at my watch fob. Shackles might be required for future sessions, at least until she behaves. I'm taking care of pencils as well. Let's see if this punishment provokes a response. 12th of June, 1874. I should have predicted this. Without pencil, she turns to poetry. Mange-ridden to the core, he leads me through the fray. With the toss of a jack-bomb, I clear abominations from our way. I asked her to describe a jack-bomb. Cunning and clever girl, she asked me to return her pencil. We're getting there. Excuse me, there's only a few more pages. Okay. 15th of June, 1874. Her conversation contains flashes of lucidity. Certain powerful words, however, cause her to dip back into her fantasy world, and a word like fire can, for obvious reasons, set her tumbling into an abyss of sadness. Tweedledee and Tweedledum looking pretty evil. Her conversation can be clever, can be clear, but her drawings show no such progress. The 20th of the 7th, 74. 17th of June 1874. Alice held a teapot across the room. How many times must I tell you? I only take tea with friends. 18th of June 1874. At times she can be quite civil and sometimes disgustingly vile. As an experiment, I've decided to suspend all medication except for a heavy dose of laudanum when she's in the foulest of tempers. 25th of June 1874. Perhaps more cold salt water treatments will cleanse some of the chaotic thinking from her mind. She's been ranting. In particular, she's been spouting violently against someone she refers to as the Red Queen. Though the Queen dominates much conversation, Alice refuses to describe or draw the monarch. Her anger, though, knows no limit when she talks about what she'd like to do to the Queen. 20th of the 7th, 74. The 19th of July, 1874. In her most disturbing outburst in quite some time, Alice attacked one of the nurses while being bathed, called her Duchess. 22nd of July, 1874. From a recent conversation with Alice. What have you been doing, Alice? Attending the tea party, of course. Was it a grand party? Oh, most grand, dear doctor. I fear nothing, and soon the keep will be in reach. 25th of July, 1874. Her sleep is very restless, one night and then calm as an infant's the next. She's become consistently unpredictable. 27th of July, 1874. Alice delivered another verse to her puzzling rhyme. They taunt me about the burning, as if I were to blame. Clear them from my conscience with the eloquence of my blade. 28th of July, 1874. She spoke at length of a place called the Fungiferous Forest. It's a place filled with mushrooms the size of large trees, fungus and foliage, that grabs those who trample it. Carnivorous wastes filled with creatures who are as disturbed as any I've ever heard of. She's drawn a picture of a place like this, I seem to recall. 2nd of 1874. 10th of August 1874. It's difficult for me to connect the massively passive Alice to the aggressively assertive, powerful person she describes in her dreams. Her exploits with the knife conjure images of a musketeer's swashbuckling panache. Her acts of courage, those of a selfless hero. These are not delusions of grandeur. This is no simple madness, but what? How does she really see herself then? Off with her head, those were her only words today. She couldn't explain what this meant, though her face betrayed the violent anger that is usually associated with her tales of the Queen of Hearts. What does it say about me that I have grown accustomed to such outbursts? 13th of August 1874. Everything I can think of, I have done. Treatments, remedies, disciplines, and pleasures. Nothing makes a difference. Alice speaks when and about what she wants, recites poetry on a seeming whim, draws pictures at her own pleasure. She does nothing at my command, instruction, entreaty, or request. She's become very willful, and nothing I do or say makes a difference. I truly do, however, become immersed in her fantastic tales of Wonderland. I wait for the day when she claims victory over the Red Queen and her minions, when Wonderland will be restored. Perhaps by this, Alice will cure herself, regain her balance, and leave this place of her own volition. Sometimes she appears to be so close, but at other times I'm certain it will never happen, and she'll spend the rest of her life housed behind mutilicious gaunt brown walls with me. 24th of August 1874. If it's my keen invention you'd like to destroy, I would stand your best shot. I've got the right toy. And that's it. Those will become much more relevant as the game goes on. It's just nice background that while we're playing the game, while we're trying to destroy Wonderland, break the vile things going on in Wonderland, in the real world, Alice is basically catatonic and refusing to talk to anyone from the real world that she's trapped in. So, we don't have anything. Ooh, I didn't know this had a nightmare mode. let's go with Nightmare. When I play Alice the Madness Returns, I'll be playing that on Nightmare mode, because I've played that one on hard, I've never played it on Nightmare. Where I think I maybe started Nightmare but didn't get very far into it before I gave up, because I was playing it on the Xbox, and then we had a baby. So yes, we'll play this on Nightmare mode, I think. We'll see how shit I am at it. And then we'll play Alice Madness Returns. And hopefully Alice Asylum will be out soon. American McGee has created a Patreon for Alice Asylum. Can't afford to go and join it and just be giving money to them at this point, because I don't have a job. But I would like to buy the game when it comes out, and I'm sad that I'm missing out on the things that they have, because they have some beautiful merchandise that they're making. Like, they're making a coin that's got symbols on it that's going to be specific to the Asylum game. They're making so much beautiful artwork for the clothing that she's going to wear, because in this game she has two outfits. The outfit she wears in the real world, which we've just seen a picture of her on the bed holding the rabbit with the bandages around her wrists, and the other is what we see in the game. In the second game, it's a different dress for each area in Wonderland that she goes to.
Wake up, Dormy. It's time for the tea party. Hush,
I've got one. Why is a raven like a writing desk? Oh dear, oh dear!
we must save Alice.
Wake up, Alice! Wake up!
Mom? Dad? Alice? Mom! Father?
I can't breathe!
Get out, Alice!
Save yourself, Alice! Get out of the house!
Poor dear. After all these years, maybe that old rabbit will bring her around.
This is the occasion where the nurse has patched him up and put him in bed with her. Just read about.
Save us, Alice!
Really, truly beautiful. Especially for the time, because I think I played this in 2000, 2001. First time I played it.
Please don't dawdle, Alice. We're very late indeed.
You've gone quite mangy, Cat, but your grin's a comfort.
And you've picked up a bit of an attitude. Still curious and willing to learn, I hope.
Wonderland's become quite strange. How is one to find her way?
As knowing where you're going is preferable to being lost, ask. Rabbit knows a thing or two, and I myself don't need a weather vane to tell which way the wind blows. Let your need guide your behavior. Suppress your instinct to lead. Pursue, Rabbit.
I like how sweetly they speak. first time I played this, I was like, oh shit, there's a person there. They must be wanting to
Our
attack me.
land is destroyed. Our spirit crushed.
Reminds me of the asylum. Is there no joy here?
Slavery and happiness do not dwell in the same homes.
When the path is problematical, consider a leap of faith. Ride the wind.
Shall do. Before I do that, I want to know what's this way. Can I go?
Stir up no trouble, stranger. The Red Queen's agents are ruthless.
I'm not afraid of her or her creatures. Never was, really. You should stand up to them.
Defiance is useless. While the Queen reigns, only death can release us from this misery.
Or her death, I suppose.
Meta-essence is the life force of Wonderland. That of your enemies is especially potent. Collect what you can. Use it wisely.
Okay. Droll versus gas extraction. I think they were trying to go steampunk before steampunk was like truly the massive movement that it is today. So that has just filled my health and mana bars both of them.
Your knife is necessary, but not sufficient. Always collect what's useful. Reject only your ignorance, and you may survive.
My marvelous friend, Claire, has a letter opener that is shaped like and patterned like the Vorpal blade because she's amazing.
Everyone seems completely dejected. Are things really as bad as all that?
The truth would reduce you to a blubbering baby. Are you the savior Rabbit has been telling us about all this time?
I shouldn't think so. I'm a person. And just now I wish to get very small. About this big.
Calls for serious twisting. You'll need to go sideways, not forward. If I knew how, I'd go sideways myself.
Not twisted, small. I wish to become about this big.
The Fortress of Doors holds such secrets, but it will take more than a wish to get inside.
Doors have locks. Locks need keys, which you don't have. Let's hope the doors are open.
And if not, there may be more than one way to skin a cat, if you'll pardon the expression.
Most unpleasant metaphor. Please avoid it in future.
I do love the Cheshire Cat. He's such a little sass pot. Oh, shit! I wasn't looking. No. Oh, shit. Am I using this right? Oh, God. That was quite a lot. Alright, so now I've got enemies that I need to worry about. Brilliant. Okay. I love that I can jump on anything. Look how she jumps. She just sticks her arms in the air. Ooh. Okay, so you can't go forwards. You have to go sideways.
Only a few find the way. Some don't recognize it when they do. Some don't ever want to.
I haven't played this game in so long, but I loved the music so much. I assume this is not the way. So hauntingly beautiful. There she is.
Rabbit told us a champion would come. Are you that champion?
I love how
Perhaps. Can you get me inside the Fortress of Doors?
Oh no, I wouldn't dare. Since the upheaval, we've all become gutless half-wits. I can barely risk crossing the road. But make your way to the mines, the deepest pit. There's one wiser and braver than myself who might help. He still lives free.
So,
Every adventure requires a first step, trite but true even here.
trite but true. What's that say? Your mind. This, that beautiful.
Hanging ropes are as good as step ladders to those who know how to use them.
So yeah, I absolutely adore this game. Look at the legs running in the wheel. Oh, I don't need it. What's this way?
Why do you pursue me to this deserted place?
To benefit from your wisdom.
Even blurred vision is valued by the blind. If I were clever, would I cower in this slag heap? I'm not wise, girl. I've just grown old.
I wish to get very small, no bigger than a mouse. Do you know how I might do that?
Only that? Oh, yes. I could manage that. For a price.
I have nothing of value.
You have nerve and your health. Mine are nearly gone. I've seen too much suffering, and I smoke too much, you see.
What must I do?
In the Card Guard's compound, a particularly rough diamond holds a key. Retrieve it. I will repay the favor.
Okay, so I'm gonna save because there's 2 card cards there, and I just do not trust that I'll survive it. Danger. Pretty sure this is a fun little ride that I have to somehow oh shit, navigate. Oh, I've just realised why that card man was doing so much damage to me. I'm in nightmare mode. Oh, yes.
52 pickup is a staple of juvenile humor, but when the deck slices and dices, it's no laughing matter.
It's nice to have something that's a bit more ranged than shit. They've got ranged attacks too. Nope, nope, that's not what I wanted. Ah! Oh, I've got no melee. No mana. That's why it's not working. Go, 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 go. Separate them out. Separate them out. Come want to be attacked by 4 on 1. I also don't have much health, so this is going to be fun. Oh, dead. Oh dear. Shall load. Okay, so I'm just doing some thinking. Oh, that was an autosave. I just used that. Load. This one. That should have me closer. No? Okay.
Hanging ropes are as good as step ladders to those who
Apparently
know
don't
how
need
to
it,
use
because
them.
you just see my majestically cat. Ooh. Okay, so that's where I need to go later. But that's the direction I'm going to come back in. No! Why? No! This is not good. Climb up it. F is down. What's up? Alright, I'm just trying to figure out what's up, guys. Alice, get off. Down. There's space. Oh, no space. It's joke. Well, that was a catastrophe, so I'm just going to load when I've got full health. Okay, so...
Hanging ropes are as good as step ladders to those who know how to use them.
Why do you pursue me to this deserted place?
Can I skip it? Yes, I can. Just health and mana. Can I run faster? Here we go. I'm not controlling anything. I was pretty sure there is a point though where you do control it. You have to choose which way she goes. Dick. If I right hand click, do I use mana? Probably shouldn't have picked that one up.
52 pickup is a staple of juvenile humor, but when the deck slices and dices, it's no laughing matter.
Shit! They have like spinny blades on theirs. They don't follow me out, which is not nice because I'd like to separate them. Divide and conquer. There's a heart over there. Why don't I just go get that? Yeah, bitch. Come at me, bitch. Do you know what? That was just not worthwhile. Have you seen the abs on that card?
Hanging ropes are as good as step-ladders to those who know how to use them.
Why do you pursue me to this deserted place?
Danga. Can I skip this? Yeah. I'm like, no, I'm not able to get near him because he's got a lance. So I definitely needed this one this time.
52 pickup is a staple of juvenile humor, but when the deck slices and dices, it's no laughing matter.
So with these guys, I'm happy to use a knife. But with the other guys who have like spinny blades and I need to and they have like distance attacks. Oh fuck, I got one and he got me at the same time. Shit. This is gonna be a long game.
Hanging ropes are as good as step-ladders to those who know how to use them.
I love that she can just leap through ropes.
Why do you pursue me to this deserted place?
I don't understand how I'm supposed to be able to like parry or anything similar. Because
52 pickup is a staple of juvenile humor, but when the deck slices and dices, it's no laughing matter.
take a bit of a pummeling, can't he? Probably ignore this last guy. Okay. Ah, shit. Oh, shit. Where did you come from? Ah, shit. Get up! Ah! Damn it. Sorry about your ears. Get him, 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 get him. Jesus. The damage. You must be able to complete this in nightmare mode. Otherwise it wouldn't exist. But I'm beginning to feel like
52 pickup is a staple of juvenile humor, but when the deck slices and dices, it's no laughing matter.
The cards just aren't that deadly, I've figured out. So come on, let's just ignore. Did you get the key? 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 You did get the key. You did get the key. You did get the key. Ooh. Yes. Ah! Ah. It's not, oh, okay. That was fine. Whatever. Just run. Just get out.
You have the key. Very resourceful. Rabbit's confidence is not misplaced. He is no fool.
I certainly hope he is not.
Use the key to free my clan from the oppressive burden they carry. Any fight against the Queen's tyranny is a good fight. They've suffered
I'm sure I'm very sorry for them, sir. Really I am. But what about me getting small?
Fortress of Doors. Oh dear, we've been seen.
There's a school inside the fortress where you'll find certain items for creating a concoction that will make you small.
What items exactly?
Items, girl. You'll know them when you see them. Speaking of seeing things, we should avoid the card guard's notice. Hang on. Damn it. We've been seen. Eventually, you must break through such walls. But for now, jump!
Oh, fuck's sake! Did I have to save it the moment I landed? What's this one? We're just going to avoid them. The moment we land, we're going to save the game. I'm saddened by all of this. No, it's not. Oh, dickhead. Get out me way. You're not. Not a fan of you.
52 pickup is a staple of juvenile humor, but when the deck slices and dices, it's no laughing matter.
You don't listen in my class, Potter. You're a little shit. But I fancy your mum, so I'll protect you. Alright. Nope. No, you don't. No, you actually don't. No, Alice! Don't! I'm telling you now, don't!
You have the key.
Yeah, skip. Wash the doors. Yeah, we're here. Boo, boo, boo. Right, we're gonna save. I'm gonna click it. Why is... This time it made a save? Did it make a save the last time and I didn't notice? I'm so heartbroken if that's the truth. Okay, so I don't want to just go in there because it seals up behind me. So I want to be able to go see what's going on. Apparently you can't. Apparently you can't get there. It's fine. Looking up because there were two I assume they're jacks or knaves. Oh, right. So that's what happened. Nope, nope, oh no, there's health rate, no. Alice, no. I think this turns into shitballs. Shit. Gonna die. Please die. I really need help. Like, I really do need help. Oh, shit. Look. Hit detection on this game is not the best. That is something I definitely remember when playing it. Hit detection is great, and yet they can hit me very well. I flew so high because one of them breathed at me. Save. Oh, save over there. I'm an itchy eyeball though. I don't really want to go into the shadowy abyss around me. So, we're inside the school now, which is why we can hear children shrieking. You know, like every good school. Ah, this is the,
Time to raise some havoc. The dogs of war are loose.
I'm gonna get some horns and shit now. Look at me. Beast mode activated. I remember, I loved this so much, I just keep going back to this area. Being like, beast mode, kill everything, kill all, avenge my father. Okay, cool. But I don't know. So I'm gonna get my cards. That's what I need. There's some cards. So I basically used 52 cards and killed that one card. I like that the floor is checkered. Chessboard, like, but it's not supposed to be a chessboard. Look at the way a dress moves. It's so good. breathe deep. Right, like this. I don't think so. I don't think you're supposed to be able to make that. Ah. Release the gods. Dogs of war.
Time to raise some havoc. The dogs of war are loose.
Look, it already started ticking away while she's still freaking out. But I assume that should be at this amount of time. Oh, I died. I think I was getting stabbed in the bum at the same time as stabbing everyone in the face.
Time to raise
Okay.
some havoc.
Look, I'm trying to cancel his
The dogs of war are loose.
but it doesn't let me. I'm trying to move, it's not working, it's just taking the time away. What the hell is this? I like how they changed that dog's paw thing. It's not a potion that you get sprayed with anymore. It's called hysteria instead. So that was a good scream. It's called hysteria, and when you get low health, you do double or triple damage. But you have to activate it.
Time to raise some havoc. The dogs
Yes, come on.
of war are loose.
Sexy, sexy, sexy beast. Right, come here. Shit. I know that one of the symbols that she has on her apron is like the chaos symbol. Oh shit. Ah! Ah! No! Let the blood of your fallen brothers revive me. There we go. Jesus. That's a fair amount of damage to the face then. Do I really need to get the carpets on top? He's not like he can do some projectile damage at me. So why is that up there? I'm going to end up there later, aren't I? I'm not going to enjoy it. Okay, there he is. Did that take him down? No, it's back. Have you noticed? They're all hitting him in the cock. And then she was about to stab him in the cock, apparently. Ready? Hey, hey, hey! What? Oh, there's another one. Or the same one. Sorry, you cards all look alike. Maybe I should go collect them all or something. Like, oh, it's over this way. Hello. No! They stopped me with their lances. Sad face. Saddened. Get him there.
Time to raise some havoc. The dogs of war are loose.
I love how they've made that potion bottle disappear. It's actually getting smaller. It's not actually rolling onwards. It's made it. Just how they want it to look. They want it to look like the scroll is being caled in and failing in, but the image inside it is squishing and warping, so they've clearly reduced it in size as it's going. That's weird. Wow, for a card you don't know what to go funk. I think I'll just keep my mana and go. I wonder if I can save here, because I feel like if I save here, it'll still just be back where I was. And that could be the cynic in me saving. Find out if that load works. Oh, it does. I just know that sometimes, all the time, when I try to save a specific part of it, it decides. Come back. Jesus. I'm going to show what I mean. So if I save where I am, see, it looks like it just saved at the beginning of this little puzzle, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. So the hit detection is a bit finicky. For me, everyone else, thank you so much. Just literally saved me from having to replay so much of this. Save. Oh no, I skipped it. I didn't realise it was showing me a cutscene. Save. This is the bit with the levers. Ah, shit. Yes, I think I'll load that. I need to go underneath.
The proper order of things is often a mystery to me. You too?
To use things. I'm pressing E, but it's not working. I assume it's not the button to use an item. I remember how they die, like the thing that happens to them when they die. It's not as satisfying as I'd like it to be, since they're so irritating. Die! There we go. Yeah, they just sort of burn. But the good thing is, because they do so much damage, they do drop so much health. Where are you? Oh, shit. Oh, I thought I had you cornered then. Oh. I thought I'd got behind him and so he's like rotating. No, you fucking don't. Like, honestly, you don't. You do not get to do that to me. No! That. Okay. So yeah, it's a fun game. It is difficult though, especially in nightmare mode. Right, but it is past the baby's time for getting them up out of the nap. So, we're gonna go do that. I hope you're enjoying it so far. It's been a real pleasure to play. So I'm just gonna delete these duplicates because yes, and that's where I'm at. Can delete the first area, yeah. See, there's a duplication there. To do, because I'm not deleting that last one, otherwise I'll be heartbroken. So there's that's the cutscene, and then that's where I'd end up. So this cutscene one can be deleted. So that's the one I definitely, desperately want to keep. That one looks like it's saved on the... It did! Oh, okay. That's nice. So maybe I can be a little more save heavy and not die so much. And not have to reclaim so much game time. I love this artwork. Isn't this beautiful? I remember as a 12, 13-year-old, 12-year-old? I don't know, 12-year-old, who had the year before become very involved in sort of gothic things and enjoying gothic things and stuff. I loved this game because it's so steeped in dark, twisted things, and I've always had a bit of an interest in mental health things. I really should have gone down the psychiatry route and become a psychiatrist or a psychiatric nurse or something like that, because I want to understand how the mind works, but I also want to heal people. So it'd be nice to be able to, through being a therapist or a psychiatric nurse, be able to help people piece things together and live comfortably like most people. So I like this. Also, I want to show you the settings things because these drawings are beautiful. Look at this. Alice follows this around, which is so clever. Okay, so you have video options, control. This is the good thing. How do I know climb up? Oh, let's not show you all the weapons that are there. You get up to 10 weapons. Yeah. Dead Time Watch is my favourite. Okay, so normal. Yeah. Climb down. Yes. There's no climb up, so it was literally just jump. Quick load is F1. Next weapon. Oh yes, you can scroll through your weapons. Playing this on the Xbox was a little more difficult. I'm sure there was more images, but I could be thinking of the new game that has more of these sort of drawings in it. Oh! One of the things I can show you is running away, are we? How creepy is this hatter? I'd say I've just I'd feel bad for giving away who he is, but I think it's pretty evident with the large hat that he is the Hatter. I should make this hat. I could crochet this hat. Crochet a checkerboard top hat with these symbols on. Yes, I want to do that. Yes, I want to run away. So, oh, let's change what you guys are seeing, because I don't want the image that's just showed. I'm just using as a background image, but the actual the Cheshire Cat is a drawing by someone else. There's the link. This is the place. playoldpcgames.com. So if you wanted to play this, you could buy it on Amazon, which is where I got it. I thought it was going for an extortionate amount of money, but it's still £5, I think. What? What? They've just made it. Oh no, sorry. For a second there I thought, oh, they've updated it, but this is it still is an old PC game, it's just in a different case. For a second there I thought they'd updated it, and I was like, why am I not playing that version? Yes, it is. It's £30 now. Oh. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh no, why is it so expensive? Anime face, Alice. Oh, well, this is just I'm falling down the rabbit hole here. Look at her. Oh, she's beautiful. I want that too. Oh, my strategy guide. Do you really need a strategy guide? Oh my goodness, there's so much amazingness going on. Oh, I've got these, not Kindle editions, I've got the actual. What? I want an actual CD. I want to physically be able to hold this. I'm going to add this to my list. My wish list. Continue shopping. That's American McGee's Alice audio CD. Look how beautiful these are. Why are they so expensive? They must have only made a small amount of them. Oh, look at him. He looks fantastic. These are such beautiful things. I would love to have these. £126. I really just cannot justify even asking someone to get that for me. The Jabberwocky. That doesn't look like my memory of the Jabberwocky. Oh, the music. Yeah, so I bought it second hand from Amazon and I got it for £5. Mousepad. Look at this. That is beautiful. Oh, I love it. My current mousepad is a StarCraft mousepad, and I never really played StarCraft. This is Rob's old mousepad. I have a Haruhi Susumiya metal poster. Oh, look at her faces. They clearly wanted her to leap from teardrop to teardrop, which is a pretty cool concept, let's be honest. I've also got the art of, because my fiance is amazing and loves me. So I'm pretty sure I recently, oh, that's for the Mac. I recently looked for this and it was £5. And I was taken aback because strategy guide. I'd bought it for £5 and then maybe a month or two later seen that it had shot up in price. Like, people were selling their second-hand copies of it for around £30. Oh, is it maybe on .com that I was seeing it? No. In fact, I went through my orders last time. There we go. Oh god, you get to see all the shit that I've bought. Okay, so save. Sure, why not? I know that it was either tail end of 2018, but end of 2018, beginning of 2018, end of 2017. I want to scroll very quickly through this because people will know how much their Christmas presents cost. I'm gonna blare it out. I say I'm gonna blare it out. I don't know if I'm gonna blare it out because that would require effort. Like real effort. I'll blare it out. I'm just being lazy. Oh, yarn, beautiful yarn, making baby things, yarn. My Harry Potter mug. The full DVD series, because it's about time that I bloody owned it. There it is. I bought it for $5.99 from PC Gadgets. So I assume that's maybe a shop that's bought the game from somewhere else and then sold it on. Brain just died then. No, they are around £30. Oh no, there we go. There are some used ones from £4.35, which is great. So you can get it cheaper than I got it. But if you want it the next day, it's £30. And I imagine there are one or two people who will go, I want it now. So yeah, you buy the disc and then you'd have to come here and it says here, running on Windows 10, click this fix file. And there it is. There's the download. And I've downloaded it and it's not a virus. It's working beautifully on my computer so that I can play. But I want to see if they've got other games. Because I pathetically have the Sabrina the Teenage Witch game. I'm just thinking where I've put it because I could show it to you. Hold on. No, can't remember where that's gone. No, I'm also wearing an Alice dress, but this is the Disney Alice. My wonderful tit of a brother got it for me. It's beautiful. It's like I've got these creeping vines all the way around it, and then there's Alice there, which I adore. I love. But yeah, I've got the Sabrina the Teenage Witch game. One of my cousins played it. I think it was a cousin. Played it and then said, "Oh, play this game." And when I completed it, I completely forgot to give it back to them, but they never asked me for it. But then I think that maybe they said, "I've completed it. You can keep it." I don't know. That could be misremembering things. But yes, I have the Sabrina Teenage Witch game. I'm going to play it, and then if it belongs to someone and they want it back, I'll send it to you. Just let me know who you are. Oh, that's bad. I've done that in the past with my friends' comics as well. Like, I lent their comics, and then they said, "Oh, can I have my comics back?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." And then when it came to giving her her comics back, I was like, yeah, sure. Which comics are yours? And like sent her a picture of my comic books collection, and then she was like, this, and this. So I took them back to her. And then I was like, is this it? This pile of 2 books or whatever? And she was like, no, I think I lent you 3 or 4. And I was like, oh shit. So I went hunting and found them all and gave them all back to her. I don't even think I finished reading them all. I think I read 2 of them, and I hadn't read the other 2, but I felt so bad that I'd had them for I think a year, I think I'd had them a year. How bad is that? It doesn't take a year to read a comic book. That's just ridiculous. I'd clearly forgotten they existed and just put them in my bookshelf and just had to be reminded that I'd lent these things. That's bad. That boggles the mind. So this is a good game. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have, maybe consider buying it, and using the fix and having a go, because it's really good, and you can play it on easy mode. I'm just trying to prove that I'm a badass. Oh yes, so I bought Alice Madness Returns, but I bought it on the Xbox. When you buy it on the Xbox, you get the American McGee's Alice free on it as a free download. So I have that downloaded on my Xbox 360, so I could play it on my Xbox 360. But the issue is there are 10 weapons, and they are on the keyboard set to 1 through to 0. And when you're playing, you get used to just knowing, like, oh, I want to use this specific weapon, it's at 6. I want to use this specific weapon, it's at 3 or 2 or whatever. Because obviously your controller doesn't have enough buttons for this. It's the triggers is like scrolling through. So it got to a point where I'd be like, this weapon is 3 clicks that way and this weapon is 4 clicks that way. But it does cut into the game time because you're getting smacked in the face while you're going, no, I want this weapon. So it was good. It's a really good game. It's so good. I enjoyed playing it on the Xbox 360 and I completed it. And for completing it, I think you get achievements in it as well. So it was quite nice to play it and get achievements for it and look at the things that they'd made for it. And Alice Madness Returns is a fantastic game. Got it on the Xbox, and then when I saw that it was on Steam, I was like, please Rob, get it, because Rob is a PC master race. I love consoles, I love PC games, I love playing games. I don't care how I'm playing them or where I'm playing them, I'm just playing them. So I tried to convince him to play Xbox, and he just doesn't like it. He just doesn't want to play it that way. So just like I sort of poked and prodded him into playing Vampire the Masquerade, I did the same for Alice Madness Returns, and I think he really enjoyed it actually. He's completed it, I know that much. I don't know if that was just out of sheer, she won't shut up until I've played it, so I'm just going to get it out the way and complete it and it's done, or if it was a labour of love, like he'd enjoyed it. But he knows how much I love these games, which is why he bought me the artwork of Alice Madness Returns. And why he bought me like the full set of the Alice stories. I remember one of my friends bought for my birthday, he'd bought the Alice book set. It was one book with beautiful artwork on it and things, and I was like, oh, thank you so much, because he was like, oh, because you know you like Alice in Wonderland, and I was like, yeah, thank you so much. But I already had it. So my other friend who loves the Alice stories, but she owned Alice in Wonderland. She didn't own Through the Looking Glass and etc, so far so forth. She didn't own the other stories. So I said, do you want this beautiful book that my friend gave to me, and I'll give it to you as a gift. It's not been touched. It was still in the shrink wrap and everything. I just felt guilty that it wouldn't be loved by me, that I would have it on the shelf and I'd be reading a different book. And I love books. I want them to be used. I want them to be touched and smelled, because old books have got this wonderful smell. I love old bookshops. I love old bookshops so much. I love just walking through bookshops and picking up books and just flicking through a few pages and just falling in love with a book. Books are fantastic. I'm reading Stephen Fry's Myths? The one before Heroes. Oh god, that sounds bad. But I also listen to the audiobooks of the Harry Potter series read by Stephen Fry, because he has the most beautiful voice that I can just sleep to. So I listen to that, or I listen to Dresden Files read by Spike from Buffy, whose name has just gone out of my head. Oh, what is his name? He's so beautiful. He is a beautiful man. There's people who watched Buffy who loved him, who were just like, duh, it's this. Oh, okay. You know when you leave something on Facebook and then when you open your phone it opens up on that, and then other people have commented, and some people are just nonsensical. I think that's just happened. Okay, so go. Oh, phone. There we go. My phone is getting old. James Masters. Oh, that's his name. What a beautiful man. I mean, I still would. I would back then. And I still would now. He's a mega babe. Like, he looks like he's... like, he's aged, but he has aged well. Very well. Look at them cheekbones. I think that's why I had a thing for... I say had. Clearly have. A thing for Benedict Cumberbatch. Because he also has beautiful, beautiful cheekbones. I also had a bit of a thing for Charisma Carpenter. Even though she played the bitch. I mean, I also loved Sarah Gellar. And I also loved... Alison Hannigan, Willow, Faith. Who couldn't fancy Faith? Faith was beautiful as well. Angel was beautiful, but I felt this strange sense of I can't have him, because my one of my best friends growing up, who I still speak to, Emma. Hello, Emma. I assume you're not watching this. Emma loved Angel. Like, loved Angel. So when it came to being allowed to fancy them, I felt an obligation, like I can't take her man, sort of thing. Which is nice. I've always felt that way. Like, when someone is with someone, then you can't have them, no matter how much you want them. I mean, by all means, if you have fallen for someone and they're with someone else, then sure, tell them, like, look, I've got these feelings for you, or look, I've got these feelings for your boyfriend, I'm going to distance myself, or, you know, whatever. Because the problem is there are people I know who fallen for someone who's in a relationship, and this is something you have to do as well. So if someone tells you, I like you, and I know you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and I think you're really handsome or beautiful or whatever, no matter if you find them attractive or you think, oh, I've blown my chance with that person because I'm with someone else, but you want to stay with the person you're with and you love the person that you're with, if you are dating someone and you're not happy with them, then leave. Don't cheat, don't be a dickhead, leave. I don't care what your reasoning in your head is. If you're like, oh, but you know, maybe I'll fall for him, or maybe this will happen. 2 years down the line, you're not going to fall for him. You're just being a dick. And 2-3 years in the future, when you decide, oh, I've been with this person too long now I should break up with them, it's going to be harder for them to get over you and for you to adjust. And just if the love is gone, leave. That's the thing there. But if someone comes to you and you're with someone and you're in love with them and they say, I find you attractive, or I love you, or blah 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 blah, tell them outright, yeah, I like you too, but as a friend, I love this person, I'm staying with this person, this can't happen. Be direct. This isn't going to happen because I'm in love with this person. Or be a tiny bit more brutal and say, I love this person and I personally don't find like you that way. I like you as a friend, and obviously I'm in a relationship, I want to stay with this person, so you and I will not happen, and if I was single, still would not happen, because then it gets rid of the glimmer of hope. Because I know people that have fallen in love with someone and they still hang around with them and have in their mind, oh, once there's an opening, I'm going to get with them. It's unhealthy for you and it's unhealthy for them. You're putting a heck ton of pressure on that person by like if you're being a friend, fine, be a friend. But if you're being a friend with ulterior motives, that like you're thinking, well, one day something's gonna split them up and then that'll be my moment, that's not healthy for you or them. You need to be able to get over that person and leave. And another thing is, if you tell someone that you love them or you have feelings for them and they say, I've got a boyfriend, but if I was single, they're a dickhead, run away, because that person is stringing you along and that's not fair. If they were gonna leave that person and get with you, then I don't know, fine, because you're not being strung along. But if you were to say that you loved someone and then they're manipulating you basically, because they're saying there would be a chance if he wasn't around, but he's around, so keep your distance. And that makes you intrigued. That makes you want to stay. That makes you want to, oh, if and when they break up, that's my chance and they will love me and da 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 da. But really, you're just an ego boost for that person. Them having you around is an ego boost to them, that you've said that you like them and they've dropped that little crumb of maybe. That's cruel, that's unfair. You deserve someone that's gonna love you for you, and love you not because it's easy for them, but because, like, I know there's this sort of thing of, oh, women break up with men to be free, to like be single. They break up and they go and do their own thing. Men like having a safety net. That's a saying. I don't believe that's true. But anyone who decides that they're going to have someone else as a safety net, you haven't prioritized that other person's feelings. That's not okay. So if you're like, oh, I would be with you, but only if I wasn't with him, and then you and him break up and you fall into the arms of this other person, you're being a dick. Like, you haven't prioritized that person's emotions. You've decided this'll be an easy step away from that into that. That's not okay. That's not cool. So, you know, don't be a dick. How did I get there? How did I get to that from this? I just talk and my brain does loop-de-loops and gets wherever it wants to be. So, my beautiful, beautiful children should be waking up from their nap now. So I'm going to go get them. So, I hope you're enjoying Alice, American McGee's Alice. It's a great game. And have a great day. I hope if you're doing something that you're looking forward to, I hope it's marvellous. If you're doing something that you dread, I hope it's nowhere near as bad as you seem to think it is. And then afterwards you go, I'm glad I did that. Or I'm glad I suffered through that. I got over it and it was great. Have a great breakfast, dinner, tea, sleep, whatever it is that you're about to do. I hope it's fantastic. Bye.